Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Laugh Daily Podcast. We got an epic episode for you today because we got a special guest. Andrew?
I love special guests. We are here with Jeffrey from the Dangie Bros.
Jeffrey, thanks for being here.
What's up, dudes? Thanks for having me.
You have got some fantastic hair.
I was wondering if you were going to say something.
Oh, yeah.
People are like, your hair is so long.
Yeah.
Haven't seen me.
If you guys are watching the video, or if you're actually listening, Jeffrey has full-blown golden locks. And man, it's looking smooth, brother. I remember when we collabed, you had the short hair. So what's transformed for you? Why the long hair?
My wife just loves long hair. She loves like Tarzan, like she read Tarzan. She wants me to be Tarzan. So this is against my will.
Are you going to start wearing like a loincloth and stuff?
Yes. I'm going to start screaming and swinging through the jungle with some vines as well. So.
Wow. Well, as much as we would love to talk about Jeffrey's hair, that's not why we're here. We're going to be
thank goodness
talking all about the Dangie Bros. If you guys aren't subscribed to that channel, man, you're missing out. We've done several videos with Chris and Jeffrey, and they're great friends of ours. So I'm excited for the convo today. But for those of you guys who do not know the Dangie Bros, Jeffrey, fill them in on your channel, what you do, what you're about.
Well, I'd say we're a similar niche as you guys. Challenges, builds, there's not a whole lot else to say about that. They'll probably get a pretty good understanding. But yeah, we try to do, so we're doing more like survival stuff too. So if we do a build, there's always a survival component as well. So does that answer your question?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. With that type of content, what's your favorite video been that the viewers should check out?
It's a great question. Recently, I'd say like the bike camper videos, just because they're so like one of a kind almost. I mean, one it wasn't our original idea. Some guy in Japan made it. But other than that, like an actual camper that's like, you know what I mean? Like a normal camper on a bike was pretty new. So I just loved how original that was. Also the raft series that we did last December. We really enjoyed that one. So I'd say those two.
That's one of my favorites, the raft series.
Yeah. Turned out good.
You knew it was going to be good just based on the thumbnail. There's always, you have that feeling when you're scrolling on your subscription box and you see a thumbnail, you're like, oh, I already know that's going to be a good video. And that definitely was one of them for you guys. I was like,
thank you.
Oh man. Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you guys been doing YouTube?
Well, a long time, very long time, but this channel has been about it was 2017 when we started, and it's going to be 2024. So 7-ish years coming up on. I think the channel date is December 13th when we actually started, 2017. Mm-hmm. But then our journey goes before that too. I started a Minecraft channel when I was in 2015 when I just graduated high school. Super cringe, really bad, super bad. But I learned to edit and all that, so like it helped me get comfortable on camera. And then Chris did the Clash of Clans for years before that, so he's been doing it for, I don't know, probably 10 years or something like that. But
yeah, that's how I first came across you guys, was Chris through Clash of Clans.
I see. Interesting.
I know. We were playing lots of Clash of Clans back in the day.
I used to watch his videos, like tutorials and stuff. I'm like, dude, you got to watch this guy.
Yep.
And we were talking, I told you guys this before, but the audience needs to know. I still am a fan of you guys, but when I was really young, I was a hardcore fan. We met at VidCon, and I was one of those kids that were like, "Hi, nice to meet you." And so it's so funny now we're both making YouTube videos, similar niche and stuff like that. So,
oh yeah,
it's a funny story.
So awesome, man.
Your guys' library videos would just crack me up so much.
And we've come a long way since the library pranks. Don't do pranks anymore.
Yeah.
How
why'd you guys decide to?
Oh, go ahead.
Why'd you guys decide to stop doing pranks?
Well, At one point there was this thing called the adpocalypse, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and one of the niches that got targeted was pranks, because like pranks in general was like, oh, they're not safe for advertisers and they're just mean and doesn't matter what kind of pranks you're doing. So ad rates like plummeted. Plus we were getting banned from like all these libraries and schools and just Walmarts and all sorts of places. And like we couldn't even go anywhere. Like it was so hard to film. It was adpocalypse. And I'm like, we should probably change gears.
Yeah, I think for people in general, you go through seasons of change. Started doing pranks, and as we've been getting older, just naturally have found interest in different things, and things change. So I think pranks are no longer our thing, but it definitely plays a big part in our YouTube journey for sure.
Did you guys ever feel bad? Because we did this prank once where it was like a punishment, and they like covered me in fart juice, like the fart spray. You know what I'm talking about? And I had to walk around Walmart and bug people. And I felt so guilty after doing that.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you guys ever felt the same way.
Yeah, I think that's what's interesting is back then I had, for the most part, no problem pranking people. I would feel uncomfortable just because it's like kind of cringy at times, but I knew it was like fun and we're making a good video. But nowadays it's like I feel when I'm doing pranks, it's like I kind of like how you're feeling. I feel even more uncomfortable. I like want to avoid it because I don't want to like ruin people's day or just get in trouble, really. So it's weird how that changed. Has it been the same for you, Andrew?
Nah.
Okay.
It's always been a little cringe, and it'll always be a little cringe depending what you're doing. But I don't really care what people think of me, so it doesn't really bother me.
That's important.
I see.
So how have you and Chris, obviously, I think we mentioned this, maybe not. Jeffrey and Chris are brothers. How have you guys, as brothers, kept the channel going and worked through drama? Because, there's the brotherly drama, of course. How have you been able to stay strong as a channel?
Well, the truest answer is because of Christ, our relationship with God. Because we used to fight big time, and around the time we started the channel, that's when we first became Christians. And so like we were much more mature, still are in certain ways, and but I'd say that it got to a point where we want to honor the Lord with our relationship and our work, and so I think both of us having that like-mindedness kept us. We'd have like an issue, but we would always like come together and work it out and forgive one another and stuff like that. So I would say that's the biggest factor. There's also, it's a business. You want to keep it going. There's that motivation too, because it's providing. So you kind of have to. But I'd say Christ is the biggest factor in that.
That's awesome.
Good answer. Yeah, it's definitely helpful in disagreements when you both have something that's above goal or an above like God, for example, that you can both be like, oh, we're trying to do the same thing here, even though we're disagreeing on something maybe minor. So that's great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you guys, speaking of business, it's not just you guys. Why don't you tell us about your team, where you guys are at, where you're heading with that?
Yeah. So we've always had a decent team. Like, I'd say after the first year of the channel, we started hiring, and the team was kind of small for a while, for a few years, just like 4 or 5. And now it's grown. Like we have an operations manager, Steven. We have a build director. We actually hired another build director. He's got like an emphasis with art. He's very artistic. He's actually was Team Edge's art director. As you guys know, they shut down. So we hired him, and we have currently 2 producers right now as well. And a couple of production assistants. We have 2 editors. So yeah, we have a whole thing going. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone, but we've probably got about 11 or so. Looking for one more editor as well, because next year I told you guys personally, but we're going into like the series content. We're trying to, like, our biggest problem has been like consistency. We probably uploaded like less than 15 videos this whole year, and it's just like it's been good. Like God's been providing for us, but we're like we can output more. And we kind of created this whole plan to output more without sacrificing the quality. So we're really excited for next year.
That's great. Just going back real quick to Team Edge, because I know you guys were friends. How did you and Chris feel about them deciding to basically cancel the channel?
It was a little shocking. It was a little sad. My honest opinion is I think they could have recovered if they wanted to. I think they could have downsized some of their team because like they still had a decent income, but their team was so big that like their warehouse space was so expensive, so their overhead was so high, and they got to a point where our overhead was pretty high and like our income was dropping, but we just adjusted. We lowered our overhead. And we were able to keep going. And we also, like the style of filming changed a little bit too. It was more like Chris and I filming ourselves. And that I think they could have done a similar thing and kept going. But I also know there, like you were saying, things change, interests change. I think that was probably a part in it too for them. Like, so Joey's like, he's starting like a woodworking channel. He wants to do like that stuff. And then Brian's into golf, so they're kind of like going in those directions. So I think it's an interest change too. I don't think it, I think they probably knew that they could recover it somehow too. But yeah, I think they could have. I was a little sad, but also we've like you said, we've been friends for a while, so we've had conversations, and I know they were kind of struggling financially for a good minute, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So with you guys, are you wanting with the series concept? Are you guys wanting to post more than 15 videos? And when you're talking about series, you talking about like 1 week you upload 5 videos type thing?
Yeah. The plan that I created will end up us uploading around 48 to 52 videos next year. It won't all be every single week. There's an upload event every 2 or 3 weeks or so, but it's like the series, and then we have the movie, which we'll post 2 weeks later, and then we have a single episode, and then we're going to do a compilation video, and it's going to like cycle through that. So that'll end up with around 50 videos next year rather than like 15. And it works for our schedules too, because Chris, we've in our business, we've decided we can only do like really one film week a month. And so we have one big film week each month, and we're able to upload or create all that content. So we're pretty excited about it. Should be good.
That sounds really interesting. We'll definitely be watching.
Yeah, man. Dang. Can you give us insight into your first series you're going to be uploading, or is that, or a hint, or is that a big secret?
I'll give you a hint.
Yes.
So we did the Stealth Shelter series last year.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing, but it's similar.
Ooh.
So there's going to be that hiding aspect. We're going to create another app because that video we had an app and everything. But the difference I will remain silent on.
Okay. I mean,
that sounds exciting. That was a fun one.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, I asked AI. I told ChatGPT that we were going to be talking with you and said, what is a good question we should ask him? Here's what it said. Ask Jeffrey about the most challenging or unexpected moment during the creation of a Dangie Bros video.
Challenging or unexpected?
While you think, I'm not going to answer for you, but what makes me think is like a question kind of. When you guys did the mystery button video, did you anticipate it doing as well as it did? Because that was insane how well that series did.
No, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we had no idea it was going to do that well. Like you guys know it literally just like blew up, and like every channel in our niche was copying it.
Whose idea was that?
I don't remember.
So we can't give out raises now.
Was, but huh?
We can't give out a raise now.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, like I used to be like, oh, that was my idea, but I'm more trying to be like, let's say I'm the first one to say mystery button. This guy then contributes, someone else on our team contributes an idea. Then someone else contributes an idea. It's kind of all of our idea in a way, you know?
Yeah, that's a good answer.
So it's like, I genuinely don't remember whose it was, but we had the Unbreakable box already. We did button videos in the past. I don't know. Someone thought of it. Someone thought, oh, let's combine it. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was crazy. So that just came up for me when it was like unexpected. Because looking back at your channel, I know when another YouTuber in our niche has like a video that's blowing up, you kind of like watch it closely because you're like, what is happening? And then I got to jump on that trend. Obviously, we did it, and it never did as well as you guys. And actually, didn't we do it? And it was kind of like a flop almost.
Yeah, we did like a fast food one, and it was like doing horribly. So we like instantly deleted it. We're like, okay, no more button videos.
I was surprised it didn't do well. I'm like, we're in the same niche. Like, what happened? But,
I don't know.
You know,
I was honestly recently thinking, like, I wonder what would happen if we uploaded another one right now. Like, I wonder if it would do good. What do you guys think?
I think it would. I think if you
Like-
kind of added like how you guys have kind of taken twists on the mystery button, I'd be curious what like a mini series with the mystery buttons would do. How well it would do. I'd only imagine
'Cause
it
we
would
did
do
the-
well.
The last one we did was the fear one, and that one did amazing. And so I think if we had like a really unique twist like that, it could do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You could hit a whole wall full of mystery buttons, and it gives you a location to travel to. And then when you get there, there's a brand new wall of mystery buttons.
Yeah. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Travel mystery button.
Yeah. We did. Did you see the one we did fairly recently? It wasn't titled Mystery Button, but
Mm-mm.
it was our dangerous survival house. We built like a whole house and put buttons on the wall, and only one button let us escape the house, and every button was like a, standard
It was
punishment.
like natural disasters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. I'll check it out though.
It was kind of mid.
Yeah, I didn't do as well.
Kind of man.
Speaking of mid vids,
Ooh.
how do you guys handle when a vid flops? Obviously, I'm keeping up with all the people in our niche, so I'll watch every one of your videos. I saw you guys uploaded that desert video recently, and it seemed like that kind of didn't do it as well. What's
Yeah,
your
it
thought
did
process?
flop.
How do you handle that? What do you do moving forward?
So we've we have 3 pillars that we've recently tried to, like, we did a bunch of flop content this year. Like we did like the eating, the acquired taste.
Yeah.
And there's some other ones that were like kind of off topic. So I think that like that one, we had an intended goal, which was the survival cabin. Like that was legit. Like we did not plan to get lost, or anything in there was not planned. Like we could not make it. We were genuinely miles from anyone. Like our pickup car was miles and hours away. And we were just like, we're running out of water. Are we going to make it back? So like, I don't know if cause we kind of have like the pillars are build, survival, adventure. And we've had like most of our content are builds, and those usually do well. But we've had some where we didn't build anything, like the Sherp video, and that did really well. So we thought, maybe this cabin one will work. It's kind of like us surviving in the middle of Death Valley. But I think we just have to like kind of thinking about the pillars. Like, is that really true to the pillars? I think it just wasn't. I think like you guys know, like spectacle is important. I think like there has to be like some spectacle thing within those, and I just don't think the Death Valley was the cabin. Even if we made it to the cabin, was that spectacle. And I also think that one was inspired by Outdoor Boys. You guys seen him?
Yes. Yes.
And we're like, man, how sick would it be if all we had to do was like just go out there and like not have to do this huge build, because like our videos are usually these huge productions that take a lot of energy and effort.
Yeah.
And I think that was like us dipping, kind of like backsliding back, and like, oh, we want to be this channel, but we're never going to be this guy. So
Well, how do you have
I
that
think
health?
just analyze.
How do you have that healthy balance of like wanting to try something new, because it's like, there's nothing bad about kind of wanting to be like another YouTuber or try a concept. So how do you guys stay within those pillars, but also go outside of the pillars to kind of test the waters?
I mean, I'd like to say that we have a better strategy with that, but I think it's more in hindsight. We're like, oh wait, that probably wasn't a good idea. I think what we should do is, I think Eric talks about this, but he's just saying like there's like a ratio between like what does well and what's experimental. I think that was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
And so I think like it would be better to be like, what's experimental, what would we know it works, and like really balance that more. I think we were also trying to just like find a video to do. Because like I mentioned, we're not very consistent. So I'm always like, man, I wish we could like do more,
Yeah.
So I think moving forward, we should probably think through those things a little more. And when we're like in those times, we're like, oh man, I wish we could just think of something. We don't rush into it. I think we could do that better.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Speaking of series and Eric, have you been watching his Around the World in 30 Days series?
no, I have not.
Oh, man. Okay. Never mind.
I was, I actually wanted to check it out because I heard about it. This week has been so busy. I just have not want to find a second to watch videos.
Yeah, Andrew were talking about it. I watched the first episode and that was enough for me. It didn't seem as intriguing. The perfectly straight line. It was all right.
I think it's pretty good.
But I can't watch anymore.
What'd you say, Andrew?
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty fun to watch.
I heard the first episode was really cool. Didn't you like use CGI? Didn't you use CGI or something?
Which one was that? The CGI.
He was like in the plane or something.
Oh, it was like a trailer. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was interesting to see him upload kind of like a 1-minute trailer for the series.
Yeah, that was the trailer?
I think
Again,
so.
I haven't watched it. I'm just hearing rumors. Rumor has it,
Yeah.
What do you like to do outside of YouTube? What are your passions? What are you doing in your spare time?
Well, the number one is hanging out with my family. As you guys know, if the audience doesn't know, I'm married. I have a 2-year-old daughter. So hanging out with them, we like to travel or go out to dinner, or go do little fun things around town or our area. So that's probably the primary thing. But I'd say like I've been picking up like going to the gym more recently. So I like to do that. And off-roading, I'd say off-roading is like the truly like recreational thing I love doing is going out and like camping and overlanding and stuff like that. So I'd say those things are pretty big for me.
You still rock climbing?
Recently I've been like not loving it. I haven't climbed in like 6 months probably.
Okay.
And I'm just like, for some reason, ever since I started working out at the gym, like climbing has become less interesting to me. So, I'm kind of surprised because used to be like, oh, I hate going to the gym. Like I only want to rock climb. And now I'm just like, I don't know why.
Yeah. You used to love rock climbing.
I loved it. It was my thing.
Changing of the seasons.
Yep. Changing of the seasons.
Right, man. Dang. What's your guys' favorite food? Because I also love to go out to eat with the family. Where's your go-to?
I'd say like sushi, man.
Oh.
Do you guys like sushi?
Yes. I don't like all kinds of sushi. Like I'll do like salmon and crab. Those are about the extreme I go.
Yeah, I'll just do.
No, I agree. I don't like all sushi either. Like I'm pretty picky with it. Like I don't like cooked sushi. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like sushi with like cream cheese in it.
What?
That's so good.
That's your favorite, Andrew.
I love that.
Sorry, Andrew.
Like a deep fried, like with salmon and cream cheese. So
yeah,
good.
I don't like that. For some reason, I don't like that. I don't know why.
I don't like any of the raw fish. So I always get the California roll and avocado roll.
Is it because it makes you nervous, or you just generally don't like the taste?
Yeah, I don't like anything fishy.
Okay.
And in raw, it does kind of give me the EBGBs.
Yeah, I have gone sick from sushi once. It like gave me this weird stomach bug for like 3 weeks. It was
3 weeks.
Awful.
Oh,
it was terrible.
Oh, I'm never having sushi again.
During my birthday, huh?
I'm never eating sushi again.
It was during my like, I think I went to sushi for my birthday last year, and the gift from the sushi place was a stomach bug.
What a great gift.
I know. It was the best gift of my life. So.
That's funny, man. I saw, and I actually didn't know this. I don't know if you guys have talked about it, but I didn't know that Rob was working on your guys' team. And for those of you who don't know who Rob is, he's one of like the OG. Rob is their brother. When did that happen? Like, how's that been? That's super cool.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been about 2 months, I think. And he lost his other job. And we were like looking to have someone do shorts for us. And so we already knew he was a good editor. And we had this whole conversation about it. And it just kind of worked out. And it's been good. It's been good. He's been doing the shorts. We've had a couple really successful shorts with him. So I'd say it's going pretty good.
Any interest on being on camera for Rob or nah?
No, surprisingly, no. Like this was kind of one of the reasons he didn't want to like be on the channel anymore. He just didn't always like doing what we were planning on doing. So he's like, he doesn't mind, like if we were doing some of the older challenges, like backyard stuff, but like now we're like going out and like surviving and traveling, and like he's just not into that. So he just doesn't. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's shorts though. Interesting. We've never really dove in the deep end of shorts, and I've looked at shorts as like, I do not want to do shorts. So how's that been for you guys? Have you only seen benefit from it?
It's a good question. I mean, everyone kind of knows this. I think there's not like great crossover to long form. Like, I think it's been probably good for our channel this year, considering we've only like uploaded not very many videos.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't really like them either. Like, I don't like planning them. I don't like really going over the editing. Like Chris kind of does that. I don't mind like showing up and like filming it. That doesn't bug me, but I'm kind of the same way. I'm just like, but like, I think, and they are making more income. Like, I think they're slowly growing. And so, it's definitely increased that a little bit. But I think the long form is just king,
Yeah.
But I mean, there are people who do shorts channels and they're successful and that's all they do. So,
but
yeah.
Yep. Not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that they don't bring in that much money, because good grief, they get a lot of views. Some people, I'm like, how? If only we could get that many views on like a long form video.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I mean, if you get like one that gets like 100 million, it's like, I would say it was worth it. Obviously, like it makes enough to be like, okay, as long as you don't like invest a ton of money into it.
Yeah.
But like, it kind of has to be like a low investment. And if it gets like 100 million, which is not the easiest thing,
just
like
an easy 100 million.
Yeah.
I think we've had like one or two that have gone like close to that. Like, I was like, okay, that was probably worth it. But
yeah,
nice.
I don't know.
So you guys dropped some new Dangie Bro merch. You guys planning on doing more of that, leaning more into the apparel?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're getting more into that. We've never been great about it in the past. And so we're trying to focus in more on that. And I think next year we'll see how it goes. We've never like done well with it. Like less than 30 things sold probably like in the lifetime of it. But because we've just never, I don't know, we just never promoted it well. We didn't care about it that much. But now I'm like, oh, I kind of like this now. It makes a huge difference when you care about the thing you're promoting,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good key.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's something new I haven't seen before.
Oh, yeah. In the past, we were like, oh, like every YouTuber does merch, so we'll do it. Like you're supposed to, but that's not a good mindset.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, these are better.
For sure. And if you have like a product that's like really connecting with your audience, whether that's maybe it's not a t-shirt, maybe it is, or a phrase or whatever it is, that's big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you guys pushing the boundaries of your content while at the same time ensuring safety?
Was that Chat GPT?
Yeah, that's Chat.
Ensuring safety.
Because obviously
Yeah,
in the past, you guys have done some pretty, not necessarily dangerous, but it's like, whoa.
It's like Dangie, you know, like the word dangerous is a little too much, but like Dangie is like in between, you know?
Yeah.
Because it can't go too crazy, you know, on a consistent basis.
You used that word in a video recently.
I did. Almost not
Thank you.
unintentionally.
He said, dude, I don't know. This is kind of dangy.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah, I mean, that goes into the planning process, and that's our producers do a good job of, you know, when we're doing something, we're talking about, you know, how we can mitigate risk and things like that. Sometimes like you don't expect certain things. We did this build last week, and luckily it was fine, but it was just really sketchy. Like when we were actually doing it, so that was one thing we were like, well, probably could have planned a little better. But then you could like take those and like you learn from those things too. But yeah, we're pretty thorough about thinking through, you know, what could possibly happen. We're recently starting this thing called it's like you know, when something goes wrong, it's really easy to like look back, like, oh, what went wrong?
Hindsight.
But yeah, but it's also good to do it's called like a pre-mortem analysis. So before, like you pretend like you filmed everything, pretend like it's all done, what went wrong. And so then you kind of like open that discussion with the whole team, and like it's an interesting like psychological thing too in business where people are generally afraid to speak up because they don't want to be wrong or something like that. So if you paint the picture like, okay, everything already went wrong, it's all done, like what happened, it makes people more comfortable speak up. So
That's cool. We'll have to try that in our next meeting.
Yeah.
We did that for the first time this last meeting, and everyone was very responsive. Like,
cool.
this happened. Oh, this happened. And so,
Yeah.
it was cool.
What's been the biggest Dangie Bro injury? If we're talking about safety, have you had a major injury that tops the list?
Nothing major, but we've had the most recent one is our build director. Do you know what an oscillating saw is?
Uh-huh.
He was cutting bamboo. It was actually in the River Fort video.
Yeah.
And it slipped and it like just gashed into his palm right here. And he had to go get stitches.
Wow.
And then that happened to me, not with an oscillating saw, it was with a razor blade. This was a while ago. We were doing like this apocalypse weapon. It was the most dangerous thing we've ever created, dude. Like, it was so bad. And I was like messing with something, my hand slipped and it just like jabbed into a razor blade and it just cut me right open. I had to get stitches. And Chris jumped off a tree house into a pool once and like kind of sprained his ankle or bruised his heel. Like nothing, honestly, like we're very fortunate, like no major injuries, but close calls, yes. And then some minor injuries that require stitches have happened a few times. So. How about you guys? Do you guys have anything like that?
Yeah, kind of. I was just asking because we did a whole podcast where we went over all of our worst injuries, and
yeah,
we've had a few. Again, nothing like insanely major though. Like we've had people on the team break arms.
Yeah, like
oh geez.
We uploaded that podcast, and then it's like that same week.
Oh yeah, we didn't even say this.
Yeah, we didn't get.
You should say this now.
Samuel, that we're building a spaceship in our warehouse, and
oh cool.
Samuel and Blake were working together. Blake needed help on the last piece of this wall he was building. He needed Samuel to hold it up, and he had the nail gun. Shot through the wood. It kind of split the wood and shot into his arm. So Samuel had a nail like sticking out of his arm and had to go to the urgent care.
Oh my gosh. That is gnarly.
I know. And that was like a couple days after we made that podcast of our worst injuries. And then Samuel did that.
That's crazy.
It was a big nail too. It definitely looked crazy, but
I almost got really injured on Team Edge. This was before Dangie Bros. I worked for Team Edge for like a week as like a PA.
Just a week. That's enough.
It was kind of like a contractual basis, and then his brother Matthias for High Five Studios hired me, and I worked there full time. They just needed help with like a shoot, and then he also wanted me to build his office furniture, so I built his office furniture for Joey. But there was this shoe we were cleaning up for, and there was this extension cord. So they would tape all their extension cords to the ground so no one trips. And so I was tasked with like, cleaning it up. And there was duct tape that got really, really stuck on the wire. And I forgot to unplug it, and I'm using a knife. And I like cut into the wire, and it made this insane like spark. It burned a hole through the knife. And like I was looking at the voltage, and I was like, what kind of voltage will kill you? And it was like exceeded the voltage that would kill you. And like somehow it didn't like electrocute me. But I'm holding like this metal knife that has like some rubber on it. And somehow it like didn't hit me. Like I don't know what happened, but it made this huge like spark explosion. And I'm like, what if that like, killed me?
Jeez.
Yeah, that's definitely a close call.
And they're like, we're not hiring him again. Then I worked for his brother.
Yeah. Go make your own channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, go make your own stupid channel.
We don't need any deaths.
Yeah.
That was
an interesting one.
What advice would you have for those listening who want to do some sort of content? It doesn't even have to be YouTube. Creation in general. What have you learned over the years that you feel like would benefit those listening?
It's a good question. It's almost like, I mean, I don't want to like, it can sound like a cliche, but it's like generally doing, what is that? Thumbs down.
I don't know. I didn't touch anything. It just popped up.
We got a thumbs down on Andrew's head. I don't know if you guys saw that in the edit. But
what was that?
I don't know. I didn't touch anything.
Like, do we have to?
That was weird.
That was really weird.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Is that AI or something like taking over?
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Anyways, what was I saying? Like, because there was a point where we were doing the more challenging style stuff in our backyard. And like, I did genuinely enjoy doing that at first. And then I got to the point where I was like, it's, I don't know. I just didn't really love doing it. But like when you're genuinely like excited to do what you're going to do, it shows. Like don't do, I mean, the hard part is there's a balance between like strategy. Like you do need to kind of do what people are going to receive. But like, I wouldn't want to sacrifice the enjoyment of it, because like it makes a difference when, you're actually enjoying it versus not. I think the audience can see right through that. I also think authenticity is extremely important. And we've really tried to do that. Like we don't fake anything. Like we used to do like the overnights and like, like, oh, we'd wake up, oh, I'm so tired. I slept so good, or but we actually slept in our room or whatever. I just think like people can kind of tell, and so we've really focused on, and not that there's anything wrong. Like I think that you could make the argument like, it's a production, it's entertainment purposes. Like I wouldn't judge anyone that chooses to like kind of fake that if they have to, but we've been trying to be a lot more authentic. So like when we do the stealth shelters thing, like I was really out there, I was really immersed in the challenge. I think people appreciate how immersed we are in it. We're not just like, and you hear about Bear Grylls, like he did all this stuff, and you find out like, oh, he would just go home to a hotel, and it's like it kind of like takes away the wow factor a little bit, But it also depends on the type of content you're doing. Like it may not apply the same way. If you're doing like a podcast, like of course it's authentic. It's just you talking about your inner thoughts or whatever. But I don't know. I'd say those things I've learned.
That's good. Yeah. There's that phrase that if you do what you love, you won't work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely. I love the passion bit too, because it is so true. If you're doing something you love naturally, whether it fails or succeeds, you're doing it because you love it, and that'll definitely come across. You'll be able to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
So with your family, you got a 2-year-old. You plan on growing the family? You plan on staying in California? Any personal changes you see in the future? Not changes necessarily, but like.
So with kids, we were, Jillian is like very set on wanting to be pregnant or not wanting to be like really pregnant and during summer. And so there was like a period where we were trying this year to have another kid, and then it like passed, and I was like, okay, now I'll be pregnant during summer. Like she doesn't be huge during summer. It's
right.
not fun in California. And so we are going to try again next year. I don't really remember what month she's like down again, but yeah, we're planning on having another kid. And then moving, like it's been something that we've talked about. I don't think it's anything soon. But we've talked about Idaho. We've talked about Colorado. You never know. So those are some possibilities in the next, I'd say in the next 4 years plus. Like I doubt it will happen. I mean, it could. I don't have a crystal ball, but I would say it's possible after 4 years we could think about moving. So
yeah, Colorado's a great spot. Can't complain.
Yep.
How about you guys? Are you guys planted?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Colorado's great. You know, once you get community, it's kind of hard to leave that. Kind of go somewhere unknown. It would feel so weird.
Yeah, no, that's a big factor for us too. And like, cause we were looking to, we almost moved to Texas a few years ago. I'm really glad we didn't. Cause we have like a good community, and the community's only grown since then. And I would say there is a possibility that would like forever prevent us from moving. Cause it's like, what's the point? Like community is one of the most important things in your environment. So it's like, we have this good community, but I can't imagine a reason to move would outweigh. I mean, of course you could go find community somewhere else. It's kind of hard, it can be hard.
Yeah.
But we do have some people in Idaho, and we have you guys in Colorado. So it's like, it would be nice to move. We would only move somewhere where we had like existing community, so we could kind of plug in.
Yeah.
If possible.
Yeah.
But
I can see the argument also for the flip side of someone being like, I just need that kind of adventure of going into the unknown, not really with anything, and building, like a community from nothing or whatever.
Fresh start.
Yeah, fresh starts. I can see that as well.
Yeah, I'd say Jillian is like on that side more. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I'm more on the like, I don't care. But there's nothing wrong with her side of it, And she's kind of been the one that's initiated the conversation of like, oh, like, what do you think about moving? And so like, I'm open to it. I'm not trying to, like, I try to be open and receptive to things. So
yeah.
Especially coming from your wife, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, we could talk about it.
Good advice.
Yeah, man. You are doing a workout vlog. What? Tell us about that.
No, not working out. It's work. Okay, so I decided to start a vlog. There's no plan. There's no preparation. Like from the moment I head to work in the morning, I'm filming my day, and it's like it doesn't require any other effort other than like editing for a little bit at the end. And because I think there's like. I think people might be interested to see what goes on behind the scenes. And I also have you guys seen Sam Sulek?
Yes.
So like it's kind of an experiment to see if it works. Like, is he literally just like picks up the camera, he's in the car for like 20 minutes, very boring content. He's at the gym, just talking, and then he gets in the car, heads home, and is talking. And I'm like, he's growing a huge audience from that. And I was like kind of like curious to try it, and also thought it sounded kind of fun just to bring the camera along to my day and just like see what happens. And then like kind of taking like the business perspective. So I mentioned to you guys like the pre-mortem analysis and so before I implemented that, I was like telling the audience about them. Like, today I'm going to try this and like talk about the psychology behind it, and then see how it works. And then I filmed the production meeting, and it's like showing how everyone's reacting to it. I think people might be interested to see kind of the business insights, what we're like learning. And then there's also some like whimsical things that happen at the office here and there. Like Monday was like one of the most interesting days like that I've had. Like, it's surprising that was like the first day I decided to vlog. Like, our team got like stuck out in the riverbed. They were cleaning up a build. I had to go out there and like rescue them. Like, there's stuff like that was just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like this mix of like, okay, like this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm thinking about, whether it's personal or business, kind of sharing that with the audience. And then just bringing the camera in, you know, like showing people the team. So like I'll try to regularly do like a walkthrough. So I go to each person, see if they need anything from me. And there's usually some like little fun or interesting interactions. And then like I just kind of get in the car, drive home, and film that, and just like my thoughts of the day. Like it's kind of a more personal, relational type thing, and testing out the longer videos because he makes most of them are 45 minutes or an hour plus. And I think that's the reason he's successful is because he does that every day. And there's like this consistency. It's relational. It's candid. And I was like curious to try it out. So I'm starting this I started filming a Monday and I'm doing it a week in advance. So I'm going to start uploading them next Monday. And it's not hard. It's just like, oh, I'm going to carry a camera out with me that day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that'd be fun. Definitely want to check that out.
Yeah.
Is that on your personal channel? What channel is that?
Yeah. So I'm going to try it out it's called My Name is Jeff right now. It was the channel I did with my wife. We were filming content for a while. And then you guys know about the Jeff and Colby channel.
Yes.
We tried to see if the audience would receive that content on that channel, and it just didn't. Like the watch time was just terrible. And so we decided to make a new channel for Jeff and Colby. But I put that channel back to My Name is Jeff. And so I'm going to see if this audience receives that. And if it doesn't, I'll just re-upload on a new channel and just start from scratch. So
cool. How's Jeff and Colby channel doing?
Well, you know, it's starting over from scratch. It's kind of rough, but like we've you know, considering that we've only been doing it for 3 weeks since we changed. You know, we have over 200 subscribers, and it's like growing steadily. So it's not like we're getting like 2 views per video. It's, you know, I don't remember the view count exactly, but it's like, you know, to me, it seems like for 3 weeks, it's doing decently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like we started off like the first video was very Dangie Bros, and we're like decided we don't want to do that. We want it to be easier because I personally would not be able to just keep that up, you know? So it's like, we're trying to find something fun that we would want to do together anyways, as friends, just kind of film it. And we did this video with our wives where they just like sent us on like a scavenger hunt. It was just like a fun thing where like, it really was like relationship building for us as friends and our marriages too. And so it's kind of something that we would just want to do anyways, and kind of just vlog it. And we're gonna do longer videos as well, like trying to do like 30 to 45 minutes too. And the last one we did, my friend was like, "Hey, want to go off roading?" So like we had a little group. We just went and let's film that. Like it was like zero effort. So it was just us having fun. And so we're gonna just see how that turns out. You know.
Cool.
So 2-part question with that, the daily vlog series. How will you know, how long are you going to do it? How will you know that it's doing well in your eyes and want to keep doing it? And then if it does do extremely well, like let's say hypothetically it blows up and that channel is doing better than Dangie Bros, will you full-time that channel and end Dangie Bros?
No, I wouldn't. Because it's so little effort. It's nothing else that I'm not already doing. I'm just filming it. And right now I'm I'm editing the first ones, and it took me like an hour to do the first one. And I probably need someone to edit those pretty soon. So, because I just don't want to have to do that. But it's so easy. And also like a lot of the content that makes it interesting is the Dangie Bros stuff. Like seeing behind the scenes.
Yeah, that
like,
goes hand in hand. If he canceled Dangie Bros, what is he going to film?
You're right.
I mean, hopefully people would, if that were ever to happen, hopefully people like me enough to where if I just kind of do anything, it would work. Because that's really what that channel would be, you know, it's based off of my personality, I guess.
Yeah.
So you're going to you're not going to be thinking about like title and thumbnail, kind of like Sam Sulek, just whatever the thumbnail is, it is, and the title, or are you actually going to?
I mean, I'll probably, yeah, I'm not going to put that much effort. It's going to be like, I'll probably just like do a frame capture on like an somewhat interesting frame, if there is one. But like his channel shows that like it doesn't doesn't need to be this high production thing, you know?
Yeah.
First episode, day in the Jeff, day one.
Yeah, day in the day one. I mean, it's going to be something like that, like BTS at Dangie Bros vlog 1. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do that or probably something like that.
Super simple.
Super simple, super low effort. Like, if I were to put more effort, it would affect my personal life. I just can't. I can't do that. You know, I want to protect that as much as possible. So, the nature of it is I can't spend that much time on it. So that's why I'm like really curious to see how it works. Like, if it works well, it's like, dang, like this is crazy. It'd be nice. It's like, you know, it's like a successful backup channel that I'm able to do. Just like, it would be a good like backup thing, you know?
And it'd be interesting if Chris also did it. So you both have two different perspectives.
If it did well, he'll probably do it.
Hey, I'd watch. I'm subscribed, so I'll be on the lookout for that.
Next Monday, I'm going to try to do 5 a week. So probably won't do weekends unless there's like something that I think would be fun. I don't want to like film my personal interactions with my wife. Like, that's sacred. Like, and my kid, like there's sacred things that I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
You know? So, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of excited. It's been fun. Like, it's honestly been fun, and it helps me cause like now I feel like I want something interesting to happen. Like, not like crazy, but like, oh, there's this concept we're working on. So it's kind of helping me to like think through business a little more too. Cause I know like, I want to be able to like explain something or like teach something. So like, you know, I don't know. It might help keep me more accountable to like growing the business. Not that I'm not at all, but maybe it's just like, tomorrow I want to show this thing that we're implementing and then actually do it. Because it's easy to like not like to think about what you want to do but not execute. But it's like, I want it to be somewhat interesting. So I'll just do it, I guess, you know.
Yeah. That's super exciting.
Yeah.
Andrew, you got any other questions for Jeffrey?
I don't think so. But I know our audience has a few things to go subscribe to.
That's right. Jeffrey, do you have anything for us before we let you get back to your Dangie Bros day?
I don't know. And nothing that, I guess one thing that was funny was how we sometimes will have the same ideas. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
When you guys posted your bike campers, like literally we're about to upload ours. It's so funny how like great minds think alike sometimes, you know?
So true. And I remember sending, I think it was in the group chat or just Chris, but I sent the image. I was like, oh, I saw this bike camper, and it was the exact same one you guys saw. I was like, oh, we got to make a video about this.
We always joke like, oh, there's like a mole. There's a mole here.
We do too.
Dude, we make that same joke.
I kind of figured you did.
Because it's crazy, guys. Like, that's happened multiple times to us, not just one off. It's probably happened 5 times to us and Dangie Bros.
Was the first one the haystack? Because we did this whole haystack thing where we like went out, and I remember you guys were like, oh, we literally just did this.
Yeah. We were like literally filming that. And then I got the notification and you guys uploaded the exact title we're filming. I was like, what?
And it was such a random concept. Find the needle in the haystack for 10 grand. We both happened to do that, which was like, at that point, we're like, okay, who's the mole? This is too random.
Yeah, right.
Like interrogating our employees.
You guys are like, did we tell this idea to you guys when you were over? And I was like, no, we wouldn't have stolen.
Yeah, exactly. But I think you're right. It's just, it comes down to great minds think alike. We're in the same niche. So we're probably researching similar things. So it just comes down to like, and not to say only one YouTuber can upload an idea.
Right.
So it's been more of just a funny thing than anything.
Yeah, it's been funny. That was a random thought. That could be our closing thought. Stop stealing our ideas, JStu. Come on.
Yeah, Dangie Bros.
Guys, we found the mole for Dangie Bros.
Tell us who the mole is.
Yeah, and guys, be on the lookout for in the new year. Andrew and I were starting a new series. It has to do with stealth, hide and seek, but we're not going to give too much away.
What's going on here?
Just kidding. Just kidding, Jeffrey.
It'd be fine.
Unless it does well.
It'll be fine.
It's fine, you know?
I mean, if it does really well, we'll have to do it.
Yeah, there's no choice.
You should do a video where you just like spy on us and just see how long it takes for us to notice you guys. You ever thought about doing something like that?
Yeah, kind of. We did something like that with the Ireland boys. So we've always thought about like who else we could do that with.
Do you guys still talk with them?
Yeah, we had them out for one of our big team challenges.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Which we got to get you guys in a big team battle. It'd be so fun.
I know. And we have an idea in a series that we were talking yesterday with our team about seeing if you guys want to come be a part of too. So we definitely need to figure out a collab, you know? It's been a minute. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk off camera and figure out something. But guys, make sure you go subscribe to Dangie Bros as well as My Name is Jeff. If you just type in My Name is Jeff, Dangie Bros, Jeffrey's channel will come up. And it's been a blast chatting with you, Jeffrey. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It was fun.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.